exchange, and we'll have a look at the buys as they come through. FURIA with 2 smokes, 4 flashbangs, no upgraded pistols, so Glocks across the board with 3 sets of Kevlar. We have no diffuse kits on the Astralis side. They've got a smoke, HE, and flashbang. It's Dupree who's investigating towards the second mid position, maybe pushing the apartments there. He's going to fall back eventually, but Glaive, he's certainly interested in this first kill.
Yep, very aware that someone could be at the wood logs, but actually not enough, it seemed. He was looking there for a while. The grenade is going to do a bit in return, but still, that's a great trade. Quesarado opening up with a Glock kill, and now Smoke is going to go off. They have another 2 people here, so actually if they had rushed in FURIA, that could have been pretty dangerous. But they're going to stand their ground for a minute. Now look at Astralis on the other side of the A-bomb side. They're looking in. They just looked into towards middle. They didn't see anyone from the arch, and now Device is going to be picking up 2 kills, but the rotation is already happening, and Device doing even more damage. This is such a great defense.
Yeah, this is looking very good for Astralis. They lost that first pick, but it looks like things have stabilized somewhat. The bomb goes down in ruins. You do not want to be taking that in anywhere near that position, to be honest, Anders, there. That's a bit of a misplay. I understand what he was trying to do. Maybe he didn't realize he had the bomb, but that's a nightmare. If you get in that position, the round's over if you die, which he did after finding 1 frag.
This was such a textbook round from Astralis early on, because when they lose Glaive at top banana, the 2 people who are playing A, they go and actually check middle. Like, they just confirm no one's there. It's so basic for Inferno, but it's still great to actually see it play out. And then as soon as Magus keys at Arch, he sees nobody in mid, he actually goes to rotate, which is why he's there to get that kill in construction. So, yeah, good stuff.
Well, we have the force buy in return from the Brazilians here. They've got Deagles and CZ, so Mac 10 as well. They're going to send all 5 players towards B. Nothing too flashy here, but looks of things. Going to be smoking towards the coffins and CT spawn, I'd imagine. Problem is, all 5 players here, they have no idea what's going on in terms of flanks. Zipex playing some heads-up CS here, just prodding. Trying to do a little bit of damage there at the start. He does. Vinny's gone down to 64. Device, even if he gets flashed here, you know he's going to be melt through this opposition. They're challenging him 1 by 1. He's taken 2 down, and Quesarato and Arthur, the walking wounded right now. Glaive will get 1 through the smoke. And it looks like this is a very calm and calculated round here from Astralis. They've given nothing away here, Anders.
I mean, the persistence as well with the double Molotov, really making sure that some of those crazy rushes we've seen out of FURIA they weren't really going to be possible this round. So.
Yeah, they nullified everything there. They didn't really take any damage. They haven't given away a single kill. And it will be 2-0 against the force buy. FURIA will have to take the full eco now. Inferno to kick things off, Mirage second, and more importantly, Nuke third. I really want to see it get there, just because that will be the proper rematch. I don't really see this as one of those per se, because yeah, they won the best of 1, but it's the first map of the tournament. Astralis looked very flat. It wasn't the usual team. This morning they looked fantastic, so I think we've got a very different game in store.
Yeah, and I think unfortunately FURIA have a real disadvantage in best of 3 territory.
Yeah, I feel like they're the best of 1 team for sure. Like they can cause upsets all day long in best of 1s. They can catch people off guard, no doubt about that. If they can keep up with the big boys in this series and get us to 3 maps, I think that would be a victory in its own right. They took Astralis to 3 maps. Like, sure, you might not win the thing, but it will be a real nice step in the right direction.
I definitely agree. It's not even meant as like harsh criticism against FURIA.
Of course.
Like, they're not supposed to have a map pool that's this deep yet.
Exactly.
So
and
it's just building.
We talked about their CT sides being an issue.
Yeah.
The fact they've lost the T side pistol and it's going to be a 3-0, that concerns me. But it's still very early days here. Double kill for Mages, no problem whatsoever. Hearts, they love a knife, don't they? They really enjoy it.
It's so great. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's just too early to expect that FURIA would have a favorable, let's say, veto against. I mean, nobody really almost in the world has a favorable veto against Astralis. Very hard to do that.
Well, NIP, I guess, claim they do sometimes. They feel like they match up well against Astralis, but if this morning was anything to go by, then definitely not. Yeah, it wasn't pretty, was it?
Let's not go there. It's too soon, Henry. I still feel bad.
It wasn't the best game, was it?
But yeah, overall, I still think it would be very impressive. In fact, I mean, there are some people in the community I've noticed trying to have a discussion about whether or not FURIA are now sort of becoming the best team in Brazil.
Well, considering what we just witnessed against Complexity, there's probably a compelling argument to be made there. I feel like they're certainly the more exciting team to watch right now. I feel like pound for pound in terms of skill, they're right up there with MIBR. And if their CT sides are a bit stronger, I would say, yeah, that's true. I reckon that would be a really crazy game if that ever happened, like a big LAN tournament. We get FURIA versus MIBR. That would be a lot of fun to watch, just to kind of see them duke it out in a derby and see really in a best of 3, like who does come out on top. I think that would go the full distance. FURIA are a very electrifying team to watch at points. You'll see the Kriegs being brought out in this first gun round, and let me tell you, these guys can do serious work at that weapon like nothing I've seen before. It's really kind of strange almost.
What if you could have that matchup, like a best of 3 between those two teams in front of a Brazilian crowd? Like if you could do it in Brazil, what would happen then? Obviously, MIBR are going to have like the brand power of it, but I still think that would be pretty exciting. It would be worth getting into that at some point. Round number 4 here, and just sorting out the little tech issue, and then we'll be fine to get back into the game. But you know, this is just early days. It's going to be fun to see if Astralis can keep this up now. 3 rounds. I mean, they did win the pistols, so it's kind of expected. I think now's the first test to see if FURIA can convert early on.
Well, they're up against what we call the bonus round at this point. You can see Astralis with residual UMPs, 3 of them in fact. They're really trying to save money here, but they are the masters of utility on Inferno, so I don't necessarily see this as a massive deal for them. They do a lot of their damage through utility. At the very start of these rounds, their grenade damage, it really kind of paved the way as to how CT side of Inferno should be, or could be played almost. And we'll see if that will come into effect early. They've only done a little bit of damage towards K-Serato for now. Yeah, speaking of which, we have got some mid-presence coming through. Arts, that's a really underwhelming peak. You're by yourself, you haven't flashed it, you're just walking through a smoke. CTs will always have the advantage with terms of the grey screen effect. They're going to see you before you even have vision. That's nice play, though. That's
really good, yeah. Because I was about to complain that they didn't flash him in, that didn't flash Art in, but then the Molotov follow-up was great. Now they've actually infiltrated CT spawn, and Sip sort of has to respect that. I'm not sure what he's going to do. If they smoke him off, that actually might help him out, because otherwise he's going to get shot at from 2 different angles, and there's nobody nearby that can save him. If they do have 2 smokes, so if they smoke him off towards that side of the bomb site, at least maybe he could deal with Yuri, and then there's a chance. But if they don't throw that smoke, he's probably going to get shot down from a couple of different angles. Dupree picking up Yuri, that's a big one. And Sip with a follow-up, great double kill. They turn it around just like that. The flashbang in his eyes, and Sip with a triple kill. They made that look way too easy.
It was, to be honest. I don't know why FURIA aren't pouncing on that opportunity. They've got a player in CD spawn. Why is he not taking the aggro away, at least getting the intel as to where they are? He's waited so long for rotating players. He hasn't really assisted them with his great work. They've done a really good job there to get those key frags and get themselves in a position where they can split the B bomb site from CD spawn. That's such a strong position to get into, a difficult one as well. If he had just shown a bit more presence and just maybe committed to that, he would have traded with Zipex no problem. They would have had the bomb site. And I feel like just waiting and just allowing his team to go for a default towards B wasn't really the best way to operate. But either way, it's 4-0 Astralis. They did win that bonus round. You can see that utility damage coming in now. Vinny segregated in front of the flames. And with the smokes down, nothing really can be done to respond quickly. So there we have it. It is going to be a 5-on-4. This is a partial buy now from FURIA. They have got maximum loss bonus this round, but couldn't really do anything with it with the lack of plants coming through. So what's the call going to be? They have a single flashbang. Like I said, 5-on-4. And this first half is about what I expected. Astralis looking incredibly strong. As long as they get that pistol, I feel like they're going to be absolutely fine.
In that last round, though, I don't know if it's hesitation, but it isn't the style that we normally associate with FURIA. I feel like that hasn't been their problem, committing to a fight and sort of like, you know, following through. So that scares me a bit. Don't throw that away just because you're playing Astralis. Like, just forget about the fact that you're playing Astralis and just continue to sort of try and see if you can get some of those weird timings. I felt like they were maybe second-guessing themselves a bit too much. Well, they're going to put in that one flashbang that you mentioned, Henry, and it doesn't do what they were hoping for at all.
Yeah, it doesn't really. The thing with flashbangs on Inferno is, yeah, there are a few pop flashes you can do, but ideally you need to be throwing the first one, forcing them to look away. Then you follow it up, the bombardment, right? So when they come back in to try and fight you, there's constant flashes coming in, so they can't really do much with it. One flash won't do a great deal for you. You can see it coming. It's quite telegraphed. One player's not going to be flashed, and it's another clean sweep here for Astralis. They're going to have so much money, and they've now got AKs, Kriegs, Augs across the board. They haven't really had to invest that much at all. You can see that's reflected with their financial status right now. We've got 10k on Mages, and everyone else hovering between 7 and 10k. So timeout for FURIA. They do like a timeout. It's one of the good things about this team. They take them at the correct times when things aren't going well for them. So we'll see if this leads to any sort of success. They do have the full buy. I would not say they can get the AWP, but saying that, Arts loves to bring out the old glass cannon, but he's gone for the Krieg, as you can see now. And they're just discussing their options here. So they're definitely going to buy into it. It's just how they will operate in round number 6 is the question at this point.
Well, absolutely. I would have some objections about Glass Cannon or Bon Inferno on the T side.
On the T side, especially, yes, I would completely agree with you.
Like, the chances that you won't run into an HE grenade are pretty low, in my opinion. So
Sure.
I want to do that. 5-0 in favor of Astralis here, playing
Yes.
CT side Inferno. They're off to a very good start. Obviously, they know what the money is out of control for them, in fact, already. So,
well, it enables them to start mixing things up every other round or so. They can start getting aggressive plays. They've got a bit of confidence here. They've got enough buffer to really justify it. Vinny, you think, would nail that kill, and he might get it, but no. Zipex with a little bit of damage there from the bullets. The Flames finishes him off, and again, there's no trade potential there. The Flames are behind him. The smoke's there as well. His teammates can't even join him. An opening pick, and it's going to be a really rough round once again for FURIA. Quad control coming through. Art's leading the way. But Magus really is fantastic in this pit position. You don't see him miss many shots, and timing's a little bit awkward there, but the nade is just spot on. There's so much damage there, pretty much max damage, and he'll follow it up with the frag as well. 5-on-2, Keserato and Yuri separated right now, at least on the same side of the map. One towards the apartments, one a quad. They have 2 smokes, a flashbang and a Molotov, but almost no hope of doing anything with this round. Maybe Magus will be taken down, but like I said, he is the master of that position, and it's just a 1 kill found for FURIA. Better than 0, I suppose, which they've posted a lot so far, but still no plan, no real danger there for Astralis whatsoever.
and they are really getting slowed down. This isn't the sort of the usual Brazilian pace that we've been expecting so far, so either Astralis are doing a pretty good job with the grenades, or FURIA are getting a little bit into their own sort of mind space here and just worried about the fact that they're playing Astralis. It's hard to tell at the moment. But yeah, it's a little bit out of control. Astralis have so much money to work with. And FURIA are going to have to try and see if they can find a way to bounce back, hopefully pretty early on. They're going to run into a double grenade that lands kind of a bit of an unusual spot, a little bit in the middle of it. They're going to get shut down here. That's a powerful way to get started. A double grenade.
Yep. Certainly doesn't help the cause on the T side. Vinny will have the creek here, but it's about as exciting as it gets. Another opening pick, damage to Keserato. Glaive looks so comfortable right now. You can see them being really active on the CT side. They're willing to challenge choke points, and why not? You know you've got the superior firepower, you've got all the utility, you're 6-0 up, there's so much money here, why not take some risks? As they will commit towards B. They've got to run through the smoke again. It's so perfect. Will they check the boost? They actually will. Flashbang's decent, shots even better, and they actually have a decent chance of winning this now. It's going to be a 4 versus 3, but Astralis, I would say, almost certainly go for this. You don't need to save here. Oh, maybe not. I guess they are. They really are being efficient in terms of saving the pennies, Anders.
Yeah,
I would say go for that.
To work with, but
when
yeah,
they've got CZs especially, like, why not? They've got CZs, they probably won't have any utility. Like, I would say that's a missed call from Astralis. They should be going for that.
yeah, well, especially because it's so early on. Like, they could have at least tried to get a couple of kills and see what happens.
Yeah,
you know?
at least make it expensive. I'd like it's impressive to see the discipline from Astralis. Like, that's cool. But look at the money they've got left over. Like 10K on 2 players, 9,000 on Glaive. You know they've got CZs. Sure, they've got a couple of rifles from you, but they probably don't have much utility. They don't have an AWP, you know that much.
Yeah.
I feel like that retake, even if it doesn't work out for you, if you just make sure they don't have those rifles in the next round, that's enough in my book.
Just if we're dishing out a little bit of criticism as well to Astralis, which we should, it felt to me like Sip and Glaive, I don't know if you spotted it, but they were sort of taking their time even getting that boost in. Like, they were both crouched looking at each other for a while.
It's true, but
like,
the thing is, the boost was there in time. It was just a very effective flashbang from FURIA. You could see they couldn't really do much of the boost.
They had the boost, but the second player who wasn't, I guess that was Glaive, who wasn't boosted, he was sort of like weirdly, like he was sort of falling back.
Okay, I see what you mean,
So I'm just saying, if they'd done it like 2 seconds earlier, maybe Glaive could have got, I guess he was trying to run back to coffins or something.
Ideally, like, if you're going to have that setup with 2 CD spawn, you need the lower player to be like challenging from lower and taking the aggro away, right? Just so they don't come in pre-firing towards the boost. So yeah, I agree with you. That's a good point. No AWP again. Device not feeling it right now. I guess that everything's going so swimmingly for them. They'll just stick to the current setup. He did save that creek from the last round, of course. Maybe we'll see it as the game develops, but still, not a huge deal here. As mid control, fast round here from the Brazilians. They have got decent control middle. Nice Molotovs as well, but it's Glaive to open things up. He's playing towards Crash, and they'll take Arts down. Decent nade again. It must be so agonizing to play against Astralis when they're in form and looking like they're landing every single HE. That seems to do at least 30 damage every one thrown.
I'm so confused. They've rotated Glaive back towards the B bomb site, and they rotated Magus Scout without him using any of his smokes. Now, he doesn't have any more, but he could have probably stuck around and helped to smoke the B bomb site. So that
Zipex still has his, I suppose.
Yeah.
We're less than a minute. Like, ideally, you want to be throwing that last smoke on like 40 seconds.
Yes.
But we'll see if they can hold it off. Smoke's down. Zipex gets nothing, and Glaive, kind of awkward for him. He might just have to wait for the rotations at this point. Of course, he gets one through the smoke. Bit of a calling card of his. He's a bit of an Inferno specialist, I would say, Glaive. He always seems to deliver on the CT side, and they've set themselves up, surely a retake at this point. There's only one smoke remaining on the FURIA side. They have 3 rifles. Yuri, 75 health. Here comes Glaive. We've got all FURIA players in position, one towards Banana, and he's actually equaled things out by taking down a Glaive.
Good flashbang, though. That goes over the construction roof there, but AbleJ going to get one in return. This is looking pretty good for FURIA right now. 2-on-2. Might be able to claim a second round of the pre. Going to pick up one headshot now. AbleJ in the corner. Can he play for time? It's not going to be possible. And they're going to get the defuse. That is... They were close to holding that site, but this is pretty gut-wrenching now. 7-1.
I can hear some shouting there. It sounds like Astralis players.
That's Glaive, isn't it? His
that
birthday?
It is his birthday. He's enjoying himself, stepping one up, you know. There's Glaive with that first kill. You can see Art just didn't see that coming at all. He assumed the flames are deep enough to protect him, but no. Here's the flash from Dupree as well, just to close out this retake.
Yeah, it's really not bad at all, is it? But yeah, I'm still confused because they had Magisk over at B in the beginning and they rotated him back to Arch, but he never threw any of his grenades.
Yeah, I suppose he's the pit player, right? He needs that smoke if he's holding pit. Like, if they Molotov that position, the broken wall, he needs to extinguish. That's the default play, right?
It's just if I'm being left alone at B, I kind of want the person who's rotating out of there to at least help me with that.
Zipex had his, and it's just like you need it for pit as well. So they were just kind of playing off that fact, I suppose.
Yeah, it didn't backfire this time, so fair play.
Yeah, no harm, no foul is what I usually say. And Arts, that's not a great spot for the AWP. Could be a double kill here for Device. Certainly is. Oh! That is wonderful. The audacity of this kid just to push even further after 2 kills. I love it. That's just showing that confidence just swelling at this point. And is the fact they've got 7-1 lead. They've got tons of money. Device, he probably wants to get rid of the Krieg at this point. He's like, guys, I should probably bring the AWP out now, right? So I'll be super aggressive. I'll see what I can do. But he ends up getting 3 kills, of course. And he'll have to stick on the rifles. Says, oh, I love this setup. What a disgusting ratty setup they've got going on here. 2 of them waiting in the same position, piggybacking each other, and it's going to be a 5 versus 1 case. Arata can do nothing about this. He might have a kill here, decent damage. Not quite, though. Oh, the nade might do it. Oh, I like this. Alley-oop. Boom! He's done it.
Absolutely bombed him on the other side, hasn't he?
Yeah, that was great.
Helmets and all just doesn't do enough, does it?
Apparently not.
But he's boxed in between 4 players.
Oh yeah,
so
he's not doing much more with this. Like, he gets 1 kill, sure, that's fine. But 2 towards Banana, 2 on the site. He gets 1 more kill, I'll be impressed. Oh, they're playing it so well at the same time. They're trying to run down the money, right? They're trying to make sure the clock goes down to 0. So that's why he forces out the plant. He knows he's not going to get it down, but at least they'll kill him. That might sound counterintuitive if you're a new CS fan. You do want to die in some scenarios because when you're a maximum loss bonus, and if you die after the timer, which is what they were trying to force him into, you'll get no cash for the next round. So if he forces the plant, they have to kill him essentially. So that was well played in both respects. He did enough to make sure he went down. Here's the fight. I can't believe he went for the 3rd. Most players were like, you know what, I'm done. He just keeps going, rails the 3rd, gives them a taste of their own medicine, and boy, is it bitter.
So after that round, Device is 12-1.
Not bad.
That's a problem.
I normally go for 15-1 myself when I enter round 10.
Yeah, that's your
that's what I aim
average?
For. Yeah, like I would say like 25 frags a half is what I'm normally kind of aiming for, generally.
Well, I've always tell people UKC has lost a lot, Henry, when you stop playing.
That's what I keep telling people as well. No one seems to be listening, though.
There's always a chance to come back out of retire. Nobody
31 years old has come back.
Listen, nobody ever really quit Counter-Strike, Henry.
That's why I'm here, you know. I can't really play anymore, but I can certainly talk some nonsense about it.
There we go. That's all we're really asking. Oh!
He is just on another level right now.
Now, you said rat Counter-Strike, Henry. I thought it was a good term.
I thought it was a ratty setup.
Well, all right.
I realized when I said it, it sounded worse. Like in the UK, we use that term quite loosely, but Serato, he will reply in due course. He's going to take down the Zipex here. Glaive, what is he up to? Now, this looks like another ratty setup, if I'm honest. It's not going to work out for him. Oh, it may be for Dupree, though. The double spray now comes through low HP on Serato. He doesn't flick to the right player. 2 versus 2 ensues with the AWP up as well. This is when the AWP comes into his own on the T side. Post-plant the B bomb site, it really can have high impact, but 4 HP.
Wow.
Oh, it works out. Lovely work.
He pushed through his own smoke to do that.
That's some mind games for you.
You really love to see it. Now Magisk going to try and challenge it. Yuri's on the other side. He's got his back turn. This should be no problem at all. That's a hard setup to read, like, no matter who you are. Great job on FURIA picking up that second round. And I actually thought Dupree, like, it looked like he was about to steal that round from them. Like, that spray when he sort of halfway flashed. Oof. Good job.
Yeah, that was really cool from Dupree. The fact he got 2 out of that, he wasn't worth that in the position he had, so he did a very good job. So did Keserato as well. Shout out to him.
Yes.
4 HP, balls of steel to actually challenge towards CT spawn. He knew he had to make that shot happen. If they sit there statically, they'd be naded, they'd be taken out of the equation. And still, no eco for Astralis. Going to round number 11 here. Arthur to try and beat the smoke, not going to happen. Takes a pop shot, does not land. And they're going to boost above this smoke now. So we see Art's vision from this. What can he actually see? Ooh. Jumping through it.
Oh, it's so dangerous. And Dupree's
really
going to catch him.
You have to wake up pretty early in the morning to kind of find Astralis, even get some rounds of them. The fact you're trying that with the AWPer jumping through smoke was quite a risky move, I have to say. They've got 1 smoke remaining.
I'm so conflicted about that kind of play because I would say I wouldn't advise it, but I sort of want them to do it because
it's cool. Like what he's trying to do there is like he's looked over the smoke. He's not trying to get a kill necessarily, but he's looked towards Arch and Quad, and he's kind of ascertained that this position's clear. But he can't obviously see behind the pillar at Quad. He can't see the boost positions. He can't really see everything. It's a huge risk, and you've just thrown away your AWP essentially, which is vital for finding those opening kills by pushing through a smoke and hoping for the best. And I don't think that's a sustainable approach against the world's best team, right? That's going to be difficult to see that happen and work over and over again.
Yeah, it really
does
is.
the Molotov get him? No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Zipex can own it from here.
You can throw it to the lens.
Yeah, you can. I've received it a few times.
You've been on the receiving end. Well, nobody likes that. Sip to clean it up. Well, here's my problem though. If they try crazy stuff like that, okay, you know, we could definitely see it. We could definitely say that's so risky, very unlikely that it'll work out. But I'm scared if FURIA go back and they say, well, let's just try and play like more default Counter-Strike, and you're playing that against Astralis.
They love it when people play default against them, right? That's their favorite.
That doesn't seem like a winning tactic. I would almost rather that they try and say, you know what, try some crazy stuff. It might not work out, but
sure.
Weirdly, it might actually have a higher chance of working in some sense than...
Yeah, well, unfortunately for FURIA fans, I'm one of them myself, I would say, their T sides are normally spectacular, their CT forces not so much, so this does not bode well at all. But this doesn't look bad, at least they've got a frag, but Magisk is there, he gets the triple kill. Fury with 1, it's a bit of a consolation prize because he'll be peeked out. Not really worth facing when he gets towards underpass, it's too much of a difficult shot from a CT POV. But we'll see what he can do. They get max loss bonus next round on the T side, but they're going to be 10-2 down. They need at least 1 more round, right? Let's say at least 1 more. 12-3, it's not ideal, but Inferno has the craziest comebacks of all the maps, so that's enough.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I said 12-3 probably do need to win the pistol on the second half, but
yeah, I'd probably, yeah, that would help. Like, I guess not essential. You could win the second round force buy, but
there
it
are
would
options.
Help.
There are definite options.
Well, 10-2 comes in. Device brings out the AWP. Haven't really seen that so far.
It's been such a luxury for Astralis in this first half because they've never had to worry about the money, have they? Like all the grenades, everything.
Which I guess goes back to the fact when they saved against that retake. Sure, there was definitely a conversation to be had that they could have won that round or done some damage, but look how strong their money is now. Like they're just saving every penny, and that's been a philosophy for Astralis for a long time now. So, FURIA certainly back into the default here. We said that's where Astralis will really punish them, but so far so good. They have solid B control. See Keserato there at the top, but this is such an aggro team. You can see them, there's no trade potential. They've been locked out from the utility. Sure, didn't find the kill, but it certainly forced Keserato to stay and fight. They've got towards sandbags. Glaive loves this position. Vinny aware of it. At least gets 1 in return. Maybe a little bit too aggressive here from the Astralis side, but it's fine. Still 2 players on that side of the map. That'll be Zipex and Device with the AWP in CT spawn. And we do have Dupree pushing the apartments. This could work out very nicely for him. He misses everyone. That's why Counter-Strike is awesome. Like, 1 second can change absolutely everything. He now thinks they're going towards B.
Yeah, he might very well be calling that to his teammates and just essentially feeding his own team incorrect information. Or is he going to get another timing here? Vinny's going to be walking in. He's going to be so mad, isn't he? Doesn't get his spot, but Dupree saw that.
Yep, so he's going to go out, get a quick kill here. He probably won't fire straight away. There we go. Ooh, I was about to say he should have gone for the long-distance player first, potentially, but that was unlucky. Could have been a bit cleaner on the first kill, couple of taps, then go for the spray.
Yeah, definitely. That's actually, is that going to give them back in this round a little bit? It's
Well,
still a 3-on-3.
is still pit. Remember, this dude is unreal in this position. He's got that smoke still. You can see him saving that
Yeah.
if he ever gets pressured. If a Molotov comes in and we're ready to defuse and he's preempting it now with 15 seconds remaining, he knows he's safe to challenge this position now and actually gives him a bit of a one-way too. So might as well use it at this point. He can hear them towards the bomb site and the plant going down. Argo, oh, what? Why has he jumped? And why has it worked?
Oh, Henry, I can't believe it.
It actually just nails the headshot, of course.
I want to see that from Sip's point of view. Please, can we do that?
I can't believe it. Like, that might be a mouse wheel bug or just blind panic, but that should not be landing. And it looks like FURIA, though, have done enough here. The jump to kill, I suppose, wins them the round. They just couldn't deny the plant. Device will do what he can here, but nothing
Can we see
found.
if we could have Sip on camera, too, from his like his reaction? That's just one of the most ridiculous things I've seen.
The apex of his jump as well. Here it comes. Like, it's obviously very close range, but, like, you should be punished. If you jump in that scenario, like, there's a mouse wheel bug, like in some mice, I suppose, but, like, modern-day kind of mouses don't really have that, you know? Like, they don't at all. That doesn't happen. That was back in my day. The 3.0 would make you jump all the time.
Yeah, I remember.
But that was about it. Must have just been panic, I would assume.
I'm actually so happy that that happened. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, that was silly.
Well, ooh, they're trying to see if they can beat the smoke. This is the FURIA that I was expecting to see, at least for a while. Like, test it out, and they haven't really been able to. Vinny, though, great opening, and he almost gets the follow-up. Sip, though, will take down 2. I think they could have probably won that fight.
Oh, they've won that one.
Yeah, Yuri on point. I think they need to get Vinny in this game. So far, for me in this tournament, he's been the guy that they've had to call upon whenever they've been in trouble. And he's been able to do it. Dupree, this time he actually does. He would have missed the timing again, but this time he's going to go back. And this could be one of the best timings of all time. He's going to be walking up behind them. A couple of players there, but he misses the chance once again with the flank. Yuri turns around this time. Sit ready for the flash, but not ready for how quick Yuri is. Triple for him. And FURIA picking up another round. Starting to make their way back in.
Yeah, and there's no real money here for Astralis. Like, the round 15, probably the best time to break someone if you can. They don't really have much options to recover. I say broken. There's still enough for an AWP and M4, but 2 players will be on CZ. Dupree on the Mag 7 shotgun, and we'll see what he can do with it. I assume he'll play deep in the apartments or maybe at the very edge of the balcony. Magisk will have a CZ only, and he'll patrol top and middle. So they put all the eggs in the B bomb side basket.
There's a saying about that, isn't there, Henry?
There is. You're right. That's what I did there. I kind of mixed it up a bit.
Well, let's see if it's true. Magisk's going to be able to CC. Oh, no! He just cleans them all up. That is such a great trade, although now they're getting a little bit overzealous.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that's Glaive trying to pounce on the opportunity. He knows there's a limited percentage chance of them winning this one. And they're going to send 2 players back towards B. They're hoping that the push from Glaive is enough to suggest there's maybe only 1 player there. And Dupree left to hold the A bomb site with just a shotgun. Now that is going to be a tall order.
Well, he's trying to get this timing twice now, and has been sort of not rewarded for it. Let's see if he could do it the 3rd time.
The range has got a bit too much now. Even if he swings out at this point, he won't be able to take someone down.
I can never tell with the shotguns, I'm not going to lie.
Not that Mag 7, that won't kill. Even at 83 HP.
Like a headshot?
No, it would do like 60, I think, at that range.
Okay, well, I respect your authority, Henry, on the subject. I'm going to count on you to be right.
Well, this range is a bit different. Ooh, 26 HP left. It looks like they've done enough. 10-5. After the way this is going, Anders, I think they'll be pretty satisfied with this. It's not bad, if they win it, of course.
It's, well, Device was only really rotating when the bomb went down, so it's going to take them a while to even get here.
They got no kits either. I don't think there's any chances why I kind of made that outlandish comment. But let's see what Zipex can do. If he gets his 1 frag, we're on to... Oh, no, not going to happen. Oh, I thought they're both going to die in the flame set. That would have been pretty cool. But yeah, Device, like, 1% chance of winning this now with that. Like, it's so many variables against him with no kit, no smoke, 3 players to find, AWP in hand. And down he goes. It will be 10-5, ladies and gentlemen. We have got a game on our hands. How will this one end? Well, you're going to have to find out after this very quick break.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half coming up here between FURIA and Astralis. Best of 3, and the loser, well, they get to go out of the tournament. It's going to be on Inferno here. Second half coming up. FURIA, 5 rounds. It doesn't seem like that much when they were on the T side, but on the other hand, they did have a pretty rough start. So I would agree with you, Henry. I think the fact that they managed to bring it back to 5 rounds is really not bad at all, and hopefully they can continue. If they win the pistol, things start to look a bit better.
I agree with you. I feel like I echo those sentiments. FURIA are not out of this. It's the CT side, though. I will kind of insert that caveat into your discussion because they have not looked good on the CT side. Sure, they've had some great results. They've taken down some huge names and best of ones and all that sort of thing. But it's the CD sides that I've been worried for them. I said it yesterday, I'm going to say it again today just to kind of reaffirm that and see whether this will be the case here. They win the pistol, though, yeah, we could have a really close game here. We will see. I hope it happens. I want to see some fireworks go off. I don't want to see Astralis winning 16-5. You know, that would be a little bit dull. Yeah. I know you would love to, but...
I don't know.
No, you don't want to see that? You want to see them sweat a bit?
Yeah.
Lose the first map, potentially?
I kind of enjoy the fact that it feels like it's a bit more open season now all across the board. Like, I'm enjoying the fact that FURIA are playing well. I mean, this is a really tough task for them. Vinny pushing down. He's going to execute one. That's a great shot against Glaive. Dupree still has the P250, so they want to be really careful about that now. Device pushing up, taking the fight, no problem. There are 3 people, nobody defending A right now, but Astralis don't know that.
Yeah, that's a good point. This is a huge gamble from FURIA, and it could work out for them as well. You can see Dupree, the only player full health still. He's waiting by the half wall. It looks like FURIA actually have the advantage here. It's back and forth. What a brawl this is turning out to be.
They know. They've seen how many people are there.
Yep. They can't really... Oh, yeah, the bomb's making its way now. Device will go down. If he can find one, that would be great. Oh, that's enough! Woo! That's fantastic. I didn't think he'd be good for even 1 kill there. Low HP, 1 bullet hitting his chest, he'd be done for. They were going to go plant the bomb A, and with the timings, I would say Mages probably could pull that one off. But still, Device goes above and beyond and wins them the pistol, which FURIA desperately needed.
Yeah. 18-5, so he's getting close to your halftime score, Henry.
Yeah, it's not bad. I respect him. He's an upcoming player.
Still new to the game.
Yeah,
so.
he's got a lot to learn, but I feel like he's onto something.
Well, 11-5, and FURIA with the chance for redemption in this round are pretty good. I mean, considering the money, you know, you could do a lot of damage with this kind of a buy.
Oh, that nade's going to hurt Serato, but the bullets from the Desert Eagle will hurt so much more. They did get an MP9 on the CT side. Device goes down, and I'm sure he can't believe it. That came from nowhere, it felt like.
Yeah, it's a very quick shot out of Vinny. Again, probably from what I've seen so far out of FURIA, probably my go-to guy for the person who's going to spark any kind of a comeback or anything like that. He seems like a pretty stable player to me. The kills starting to stack up a little bit on the FURIA side. If you looked at the scoreboard, sort of, you know, in round 12, 13 for FURIA, it was really not looking good. It was a little bit depressing, in fact. They have got a smoke inside of here ready to set up. In fact, both the smokes are at B right now, so if Astralis really go for this in 55 seconds, there's the first one, and they're going to run right through. They don't care. They don't want to wait. Glaive is going to pick it up, and that might have been a good call there for Astralis. If they had waited, those 2 smokes could have bought a lot of Astralis remaining time. They would have been down to something like 15 seconds when both the smokes would have gone out. That's not a good idea, so I guess it's good that they ran through, although not without risk.
Well, still a pretty efficient round from Astralis after losing the first kill. And we'll keep 4 players up. But FURIA have made the correct decision here. They're going to save their CZs, their Deagle. They've got armor as well. They have a flashbang. You're not going to win this round by finding another kill, and risking a trade is not really worth it. So they'll get another attempt moving forward. So that's fine. Mages will be given the UMP. Considering he's low, they want to make sure there's no chance that AK gets missing.
Just occurred to me, Artie's up in those hallways, and there is art on the wall up there, so we can have sort of an artception thing going on.
Yeah, I suppose so, if you really wanted to find something out of that.
It's just I had to provide some information at the end of it, Henry. I feel like
That's what you're bringing to the broadcast.
you're outshining me a little bit. I thought this is my moment. I've got something.
You could never be outshone, my friend.
You're too kind. A lot of grenades, Henry. How do you feel about that?
5 grenades. These presumably go down middle, and you can follow them down as well with the CZ. That's a really effective tactic. Not only does it do damage, it also provides a veil, you know, to actually allow you to get towards T-step. So let's see if they want to follow those down. They absolutely do. So that's great. It does do some damage, but it does give it the fact, like, everyone's aware of this strategy. If you don't get an early kill with it, it normally won't work out for you. But it does look a little bit difficult to handle here from Astralis. They've got those UMPs, and you can see a pincer move coming in from Banana, but the flashbang pretty spot on. It's going to be Device now, who has to get this kill. He will manage to pull that off, and ultimately Astralis win 13-5. FURIA will be able to bring out at least some weaponry this round. 13-5 down, though. It feels like the one thing I didn't want to see might be happening. 16-5 could be on the cards here, because they will not have everything they need. They won't have all the bells and whistles here. They're not going to have Art's AWP. They're not going to have any kits. They will have limited utility. They actually have 3 incendiaries. It's not too bad. 4 AUGs, 1 M4. We'll see if this is going to be enough.
There's something to work with here, that's for sure. 13-5. Trying to see if they get that early banana control. Do run into a pretty heavy grenade stack there, so that's 4 people, and one of them dies, 2 of them are wounded pretty early on.
Like, it kind of makes sense, you know, like 4 people towards B might sound insane at the start of a round, but it's the most common choke point on the map, right? It's where all the battles take place. If you can trade effectively there, it's enough. But now the A side completely open. This is the problem with that approach, Anders.
Yes.
If they do go towards A, you really are done for. You might as well save at this point, because they'll check everything and work out pretty quickly that this bomb site's clear, and I don't think there's much chance of even thinking about going for this one.
No. I mean, if there was a strategy that did not have a downside, you'd surely pick that all the time.
Indeed. Like, they needed something to go in their favor. Like, they were just really hoping they would win in those duels, but...
Yeah, let's go with the investment that has really, you know, there's no risk involved. We'll do that one.
For the first gun round as well, I like their idea, but you need to show presence. Like, you need to show a normal round a couple of times first. You need to show, like, yeah, we just got 2 here. You should definitely give this a go. And then you drop it in when they're applying pressure there, and you can mix it up. You know, first gun round's a bit much.
One of my favorite things on this map is when people do the sort of the 4-man stack at B, but they sort of send... You can't really do it in a round where you have rifles. You do it in a round where you just have like some you know, halfway good pistols or something. Okay. But you send like 2 people out to fight Banana, they die, and then the CT side,
that's
C side
a classic.
We're rushing, like we got them. That's it. Be different.
Yeah, we used to do that in Source all the time. So the idea was you have 3 players stacked on the site in those really kind of passive positions. Yeah. You have 2 that are gunning for kills. Sure, they double HE Banana. They'll have like maybe deagles or something like that, and they're looking for this 1 kill. And then it suggests that, oh, we've killed 2 people here. There's no more grenades or anything. There's no more presence. Let's go towards B, and then you can kind of bait them in towards that B bomb site. Doesn't work as well in CSGO because the fact Molotovs exist. In Source, though, is really like God tier because you couldn't flush people out of positions. Yeah,
I just think there's something funny about it when it works out, you know. You like to see that. Well, we're at 14-5 and getting ever closer, Henry, to that scoreline that you weren't really looking for. So you may have inadvertently cursed FURIA. We'll never know. There's the power to do that sometimes.
I suppose so. Yeah, could be my bad. But it is going to be 14-5 and not exactly in an ideal situation. FURIA, we thought they had the resurgence in the first half. 10-5 actually wasn't that bad against Astralis, you know, considering the way they were playing. Like, to bring it back and get the last, I think, 3 out of 4 rounds towards the end was pretty cool. Yeah. But overall, it looks like now FURIA will struggle. They continue to be aggressive here. It's their playstyle. I respect it. It's just... It's not sustainable. I've used that word twice now. It's because you can't do this every round, right? It might work every now and then, sure. But they need to really focus on their default setups on the CT side and work out how they can make them more effective. This is looking great for them, do not get me wrong. But will they win the round? Way too aggressive. You're going to swing towards second middle there. Take the advantage, boys. You've got a 5-on-3. Let's fall back and just hold the crossfires now. Yeah, sound the retreat. There's really no point in sticking around. It might be hard for them to get Art out of there because he's so deeply wedged, but he's going to start to back out. Again, there's no reason to fight for any smokes or anything. Just take this win. Definitely. I'm fine with them playing aggressive. I just don't understand why they weren't doing so much on the T side. I mean, I know it's tricky with all the grenades, but still, I felt like they gave it not much of a try compared to what I was kind of expecting, so... Still some hope here for Astralis. 5 versus 3, sure, but remember, there's only 2 players towards B. If they can cleanly find this kill towards Logs,
Wow.
they would have a chance, and Arts will at least get 1. So that should remove any sort of threat here in round number 20. It's up to Dupree now to try and do any damage he can. You can see the money being brought up. They've got plenty of it, so any financial damage he could cause a FURIA would be fantastic, but a really nice round from FURIA. That's their calling card. They love to display that sort of aggression, but I'm not sure that their default setups are much to write home about. So yeah, that's great. Their aim is really cool, and they can negate grenades if they push down like that. They can just rely on brutal one-on-ones. But yeah, you can't do that every round. So the AWP comes out, which Device is going to bring out right now. It really does kind of remove your chances of being that aggressive every round.
Yeah, even setting up for a flashbang over towards Banana, just in case there was going to be some sort of rush down. That would probably slow that down a fair bit. Oh, Yuri, but he got a kill and a teammate. Hate to see that happening, but they were almost stacked on top of each other, so that's a bit unfortunate. Sort of lowers the morale on the team when you start shooting each other.
Yeah, it doesn't really bode well. Oh, that position. Now you can see that's what I mean on their CD sides. They're not really supporting each other there. Sure, there's a trade eventually, but that's not a compelling setup towards B. You've got one super aggro and one at Coffins rotating, and it can't really help out. But he's doing a fantastic job. Do not get me wrong. Queserato, 14 HP, still wants to fight it. The flashbang will remove him. The Molotov will actually take him down. He's behind the flames right now, and it looks like they've done enough. FURIA managed to find a couple of rounds in a row here. Could they be onto something? Money's going to be broken, I would say, on the Astralis side.
You see him trying to swap for the AK-47, and that really backfired on him. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad choice, but that was definitely something that was a bit rough when he was getting shot at.
Yeah.
So, in spite of the team kill, Yuri gets 3 in total. I guess 4 with his teammate. But
yeah,
good round. He's doing a good job right now, Yuri.
Yeah, for sure. Great player. 15 kills to his name. Oh, boom. Goodbye, Device. Now Art's feeling it. You can still see them wanting to take the duels, but again, I was about to say, let's take the advantage. You confirm they're on eco. Let's continue that. Don't give them an AWP, and that's exactly what they've done. So well played. Smokes down, incendiaries. This is looking good for FURIA. Double digits might still be on the cards.
Yeah, they were down 14-6. So at that point, they would need to win 10 in a row to avoid overtime. That would be really something, wouldn't it? Like, what a turnaround it would be if they could do that.
That'd be one for the record books, you know?
Yeah, against Astralis in a pretty big match, and again, pretty young team, I would say that would be something. Well, let's see how they do.
The thing is with Astralis as well, like, they've even said it themselves. They're a team that's used to having really poor starts. Like, I'm not sure they're used to this environment where they get off to a flyer, get so many rounds. It probably feels a little bit odd that it's like, you know what, guys, let's just bring it in a bit closer. Let's get back that feeling. The pressure back on. And which it might be now. They're going to take a timeout, their first one. And I think it's the correct decision as well. They're all hovering around $4,500. So they can't really bring out the AWP unless they really wanted it. Like, they'd have to drop it. Someone would go over armor. Not really a thing. So they got 5 AKs here, maybe a Krieg or 2. And they're going to work out how they find round number 15. And once you get that, a lot of pressure is released, especially when you have a huge lead. Sometimes it can be the catalyst of failure, getting over that 15th round. You see a lot of overtimes these days, but for now, FURIA, 3 rounds in a row. They've got a single AWP set up. It's Art, who's 7-19. He's had a couple of kills this half as well. We'll see if he can get warmed up. Remember, it's Mirage next. This is the pick of Astralis. It's best of 3 after losing to this very team in the opening game, send them down to the lower bracket. This is where they'll reside. But maybe that's what they needed. Like, it was a really kind of flat performance from them on the first day, but today against NIP, they looked great. They've had a fantastic first half here. Sure, it might take them a while to close this one out, but I'm almost certain they still will.
Yeah, but, well, you were sort of talking about having a good start. That kind of a good start gives you so many rounds to sort of figure something out, learn what the defense is like. It's just such a luxury to have when you can. I mean, not saying throw away. Oh, that Molotov. Yeah, it's gonna cancel that little setup.
Oof. Yeah, they didn't take too much damage, but it's frustrating. We got 2 players there, you know. Always worth Molotoving the steps, just if there's one person there, especially if it's a stack. You won't see that stack too much in your games at home, but something to bear in mind. Maybe flashing out of the apartments here to see if Zipex can find an opening with no telegraph smokes or anything like that. Oh, they take a lot of damage, though. You couldn't really time that nade better if you tried. Incendiary will go through, is going to force them out, and I feel like 3 kills. Okay, Serato is on the cards. There's 2. He sends a third packing on 24 HP, and this is where you'll see that really crisp aim of Furia come through. 5 on 2 now. Device. He'll be holding Boiler. Bombs just in front of him, his teammates behind him. Major School patrol towards middle, but remember, he was that third player towards apartments. He had to fall back once his 2 teammates were removed. Furia onto another round here. They'll get number 9 from this, no problem.
Beautiful defense from Serato.
Looking much better now, yeah. Once they stop rushing every round, like, you can see that they understand what's going on. This is looking pretty decent.
Just putting down that Molotov and then finding the right timing to go for the fight, because if you do it too early and get shot in the face, then sure, they'll take some damage from the Molotov, but they'll be out, you know. But he timed it perfectly between those 2 things, so that is very nice. Round number 9 on the board here for Furia. Not to be counted out just yet. The money not really looking great for the Danish side, so I don't know. We might have to pay attention a little bit more now, Henry. I feel like it's getting close to the point where this could get interesting. Yeah, you're absolutely right there. This is Serato. What a brilliant play. He did, what, like 120 damage to the grenade. Yeah. Drops the incendiary to make them commit as well. Like, you couldn't really ask for more from him in that particular round. Really impressive. And is this a full buy from Astralis? It pretty much is. They invest in almost everything. And they get 2 rifles from it, a UMP, and a couple of pistols. Maybe a partial buy was in order. This is when you can start letting Furia back into it. First kill for Able J. Yuri looks like he's almost certainly got this kill towards balcony. There was a second available to him as well. The incendiary might find it. I say might with bated breath. Glaive will see the incendiary coming. But a 5 on 3. Opening picks once again. Furia have just thrown caution to the wind at this point. He's like, you know what? Let's just take him down with skill. Let's just challenge him. Let's hit our shots. Let's get our money strong. And it's actually working out pretty well so far. I love that flashbang that lands on the wall. Oh.
You like that?
Well, that's even better than a flashbang, I'm not gonna lie.
I would say that's fair.
Okay, Serato back with the defense, setting up wonderfully there with the Molotov, and now it's just Glaive, 8 health for a 1 versus 4. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be winning this one. Nice. Oh, what? You're facing that?
Doesn't seem necessary. And the bomb's on the other side. Sure,
but like you're against Glaive here. Like, let's chill, shall we? Like, sure, hold middle, but let's not face him when he's got a UMP and you've got 10 points of health. But either way, they win the round. It's not a big deal. They've got so much money. It just gives Glaive an extra $600 is more what I'm concerned about.
This is from 14-6 to now 14-10. So they're really doing a good job. Now it's even more upsetting that they couldn't get some of those early rounds when they were on the T side. Like, if they could have... How many did they lose in the beginning in the first half? Or was it, yeah, we could see it here, I guess. So 6 rounds?
Yes.
If they could have just, like, you know, picked off 2 of them or something, they could end up on 7 rounds total, then, you know, be a lot more interesting.
The right numbers in the lottery, and there's a be a millionaire as well. So...
Yeah. Would you, if you could, Henry...
Here we go. I've done something here.
If you could, would you, what would you use the money on? What would be the first thing?
What, if I somehow ran into
say like the Euro lottery, you know, some outrageous number of money.
Damn, I guess I've never really thought about it. I wouldn't have take part in such a thing, but...
Well, obviously you shouldn't, but...
Yeah, can I get back to you? Maybe second map, I'll have a think about it in the break.
Yeah, give it. I
want to give you a proper answer. I don't want to give you like the,
I think you're off to a good start.
The default funny answer, which I'd normally do, kind of...
No, it's good. I appreciate
laugh,
it.
You know, I want to give you a proper answer, so let me work on it.
It's good to know that you wouldn't just impulsively, you know, it's
no,
good to
that's
think
one
about
thing.
it.
Like, I wouldn't just buy like a Lamborghini or something like that. Like, I'm not about that life. I'm more about the smart investments, sustaining futures, and Zipex will get 2. He gets the P250 into action here. This could be the round they find number 15. They have not recovered a rifle yet, but Device, oh my goodness, you are one brave man. I'll give you that. He was about to push that smoke down towards B with an AWP in hand, and it cost him his life. He just had to hold barrels with the AWP, right? That was enough.
Yeah, that would have been enough. Oh, Vinny, he's going to have to go really huge here. He needs to save this round for them. They can't give this one up.
He'll deny the plan, I think.
It's right in front of him. He's got the right idea. He's pushed for the smoke. Is anyone there to stop him? Oh, he turns around. The smoke, the bomb did go down, but still, Vinny cleaning up with a double here, and now it's Device, and good job on Vinny. Wait for that second teammate to come in. They do have kits, but he's going to be walking right into Device, missing a shot, and he's going to go down. That was a rare miss, and what?
I love that coach, man. He always goes for it in terms of the screaming.
I really want to learn how to pronounce his name. I'm not sure.
I don't know either.
Gueri? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
Say it again.
Gueri?
Gueri.
I want to say, listen, I just don't know. We'll get somebody to help
Send
us.
us, if you know, tweet us phonetical pronunciation, and we'll drop it in. We'll give him some shout-outs.
Because I actually love him as well.
He's a very passionate man, and he seems like he's really die-hard for the squad, you know? Like, he really wants them to win. Like, he is on their team, like, in more ways than one. He really believes in this.
They almost fumbled that whole thing, Henry.
Yeah, just way too aggressive. Unfortunately, that's how they live and die. This time they managed to stick the landing, and Vinny will take some nade damage at the start, down to 45. Glaive actually in front of the smoke. That's a nice position to be in. He can be flashed over from T steps here. Will provide his own flashbang. Molotov towards the banana corner there, and our response incendiary will be exchanged. Art's there with the AWP at the very top. Bomb still down in T-spawn, so do not expect any heavy commitments from Astralis anytime soon. Another Molotov that looks things towards the corner. Flashbang to follow it up as well. And that will send Art packing. He's got to go right back towards the bomb site here. Looks like he still wants another slice of the action, though.
He has got a smoke, so if he could sort of get that first kill, put down the smoke, that's probably the dream scenario if you're holding alone.
Yeah, exactly. One kill, smoke, around this time as well, sub 1 minute. Does he want to commit to this, though? Has he got flashbang? Has Vinny got one? No, so he can't flash him in. He's just going to dry peek this. Oh, that's such a risky play, but he doesn't die. Art will be there to back things up, and Astralis now are committing to B. There's the smoke, and I feel like FURIA have done enough already. I don't see a way Astralis break through.
How's he not died?
I don't know. Like
they were close to the wall.
That was a crazy move from him. But like, I guess those sort of plays you just don't expect sometimes. Like, I was thought maybe his team has got a flashbang, he'll then peek, but just a dry peek. And they're going back towards A.
Yeah, but they have Molotovs in the pit. Yuri's got one. If he doesn't die here, then he's just gonna, he's gonna Molotov the site. He's just thinking, don't put the bomb down there. That's gonna force them a lot, but he does get killed in the end. 10 seconds here. Quesarado trying to cover that angle. 8 seconds left. They need to get that bomb down. It's on Magus, and he's just going to run his way into the side. If he gets killed now, that's it. Round over. Yeah, he's putting the bomb down. It's still a 1-on-3, though, for Magus, but
he wins these, Anders.
Yeah, he's definitely a player that can do that. They don't have any flashbangs to try and mess with him right now, so they're just going to raw peek him, and that's not a bad way to do it. You even see Art jumping as the first guy in.
Yeah. That's really cool. Well played to FURIA. They're really impressing me. Like I said, their CD sides are weak, but you cannot argue with their tenacity in these rounds right now. Like it looks like when they've given up an advantage, they just hit some crazy shots and work together in a very efficient manner. 14-12, Anders. This is the game we wanted. Make them sweat. Make them work for it. And now we're going to round number 27. Maximum loss bonus, of course, for Astralis. Bomb planted as well. Money is not an issue here. They shy away from the AWP. Art certainly does not. Now, this is the game I want to win. If you're on the server, I want them to be aggressive, you know. Like, sure, it might not be the most methodical or efficient way to play CS, but it's certainly the most exciting.
Well, especially if you, like I'll say it again, especially if the other option is the assumption that your default will be better than Astralis' default, I think that's a losing game. Don't do that. Much rather see this. It's amazing to watch as well. Quesarado up to 20 kills. Yuri right behind him as well. They're doing a fantastic job at the moment. Yeah, it's absolutely true. And they could still steal this away in regulation. They're on the CT side. Oh, man, that would be mental. That would be insane. And is their map pick next as well? Like, that would be historic. Oh, not live. It's being called off, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I was about to do a big monologue about this round, so I'm glad you caught that. Yeah? I've done that a couple of times where I've casted. I remember you. Yeah, I've casted into the action, not realizing it's off. Jason doesn't even help you out; he just lets you do it. Yeah. What a guy. Probably enjoying it. Yeah. Well, in fairness to Jason, he's you know, he's got some catching up to do. I feel like in that sense. So I feel like he has a little bit of leeway, a little bit of rope on that account. He has to go through a lot on a regular basis, you know. There could be, someone could make like a documentary about the life of, you know, Jason Moses O'Toole in the future. You know, everything that he went through. Oh, it's coming. Green rooms. Yeah. Cream pies. Obviously, it's a big chapter right there. Green rooms and cream pies. That's what you have to call it. That's the name of it. Yeah. That's perfect. Well, 27th round. So I am excited. I really like the fact that FURIA have sort of found their way back to this kind of aggression. I agree with everything you're saying about the risk of it, how sometimes, you know, if you sort of coaching like a new player, You wouldn't coach them to play the way that FURIA are playing.
That's exactly what I mean, right? Like in terms of like the CS textbook and how to play like a good CT side and what the best teams do. They'll throw an aggressive round, like maybe once or twice a half.
Yeah.
But you do not see them challenging every single position as soon as they lose a kill. You won't see them pushing smokes of AWPs or getting out of position and really challenging for a kill. But K-Serato and Get really suits their playstyle, right? They make it work because their aim individually is just so off the charts sometimes. They've got such an understanding. These scoped rifles as well. The Orgs and the Kriegs, they do such crazy things with them. You can't really argue with it sometimes. Like, this is the new wave of CSGO, you know. This is where it's heading.
Yeah, I think especially if they can prove to us that they have that second gear, if they can fall back to playing another style on top of this one, then it's amazing. Well, let's see how this goes. We're back in the game, round number 27. It's 14-12, and FURIA, they've embarked on a crazy comeback. It was 14-6, so that's an opening for AbleJ, taking down Dupree. Now they're at 14-12. If they win 10 rounds in a row, then they can still get it in regulation. And so far, they're making a pretty good case for that being achievable. They've got a 3-man stack at B. This could be the perfect call, Henry. They could have it right on the money here. It looks like Astralis want to set up. Oh God, they could be walking right into this triple stack.
So they've set up for a unique HE towards Coffins, trying to do some early damage here, but K-Serato doesn't take anything. He's actually out of position and gets back up there. I dare say we're going to tie things up after this one. Unless Astralis get a plant, they're in a lot of trouble. 5-on-4 for now. K-Serato, good news for Astralis. He doesn't have any utility.
Yeah. But
he's joined by Yuri's got the flashbang. And Vinny, who's got a flash as well. So we'll see if this is going to be enough. They'll hold up with a boost. And you saw Astralis use it in the first half. It's very effective, especially with all the chaos. You've got 2 players there to take attention away from you.
If Vinny gets a kill, falls back and throws the flashbang, and then they all just re-peek it, that might just be it. Like, that would be a perfect sequence.
That's a good call. If he just he's aiming for 1 kill here, but that's not really his playstyle. I don't think he'll be satisfied with 1 or 0. Yuri now will have to fight back. He's locked in behind the pillar. Looks like Astralis might be on for a 3rd, and the missed shots from K-Serato. He hasn't missed many this game, Anders. That might cost him the lead, though, because at this point, it's going to be 15-12. It's still a 3-on-2. I thought it was a 3-on-1, so maybe there is a slight chance, but they need a smoke. They need incendiary, something. A flashbang, I don't think will do it.
No, very likely not quite enough here. Or at least what they need is like a little bit of a gift from Astralis, somebody peeking a bit too early, and they're not really a team that's well known for that.
No, the fact they've got this trifecta set up, 1 banana, 1 well, 1 new boxes, it's incredibly difficult to flush them out unless you have that incendiary. And you can see the timing's working out. Magus, with the bomb that close, can actually feel out a little bit, see what's going on. And it's 15-12. Astralis post their first round after losing 7 in a row.
I'm so. If we could rewind back time and just look at that take there from Astralis, I think when the second player goes down behind that pillar in the back, there's like 14 seconds left on the clock. So if there are 3 players defending a bomb site with like 20 seconds left, if they just played for time a little bit, fair play to Vinny. He gets dry peeked with almost no chance to react. But the rest of them, I feel like just a little bit of time being purchased there would have gone a long way to keep Astralis very uncomfortable. 15-12, Astralis are round away here from shutting down FURIA on map number 1. If they could just turn it around. That new money system really going to help out Astralis now as well, because even if they lose this upcoming round, they're going to have money to continue for a while. So I really think that's going to make a big difference, the loss bonus stacking up a little bit.
Well then, Molotov in, Arts taking a tiny bit of damage there. Nothing really to report. Flash is over. We've discussed this. He likes the challenge, and it sometimes costs him his life. You know, like, sure. That's why I said you live and die by that sort of play style. Works out sometimes for them. Great aim. But as soon as he goes down, you can see the B-bomb site. But that's such a massive commitment from him. He's got no one to flash him in, no one there to pick up the pieces. K-Serato had to rotate from A. Luckily, they didn't pounce on that pick, as they would have been in a lot of trouble. And they still might be. They're going for a 4-man stack at A.
In the
based on what?
Just a lot of hope.
Just a blind hope. Maybe they'll go, hey, yep, good call. I'm coming over.
Oh man, when you see this coming in and you had that gamble going on, you're not going to feel good, are you?
You just have to go for the covering fire spray from CT spawn as well. Hope you do some damage. And this is such a difficult retake now. I don't think there's a chance. 5-on-3.
No.
I didn't like that at all from FURIA. Like I've said their city sides have been questionable. It's looked great this game. Like it's really worked out for them. But some of these calls and those gamble stacks, like you don't want to be doing that in the potentially last round. You know, if you give this one up, it's over.
Yeah, they're running out of time really quickly. There's the Molotov as well, buying even more time. That might have actually almost done it. Vinny gonna get one good headshot there on Magisk, but more grenades continue to be exchanged back and forth. That bomb is very far ticked already. Yuri trying his best to get it back, but there's still two people to find. It will be 16-12 in favor of Astralis here at the end of Inferno.